Hi, welcome to Madras Academy. In this session, we are going to learn about web designing. First, basic understanding about web designing. What is web designing? We will see that. Web design is the art of making website look and feel good to the user, and it's provide the easy to access to the website for the client. Okay, it is a user interface. It is also called as a user interface. Okay, UI, and it is interactive. Okay, and whenever the client is going to pass the request, the server will respond. Okay, so like that kind of applications we can create it, and it is a client side application. It is running in a browser. Okay, so any other browsers we need like Mozilla, Firefox, Google Chrome, like that. The purpose of the application is user friendly. Without any other person help, we can access that website. And if we are getting some other registration form or login form now, what we need to enter, we have all the information. Using that information, we can access that particular website. Okay, so for example, Naukri website. Okay, Naukri registration form, banking application. Okay, so like that kind of applications you are going to access it in a front end. Now you are going to applying the job for the bank website now, so they give all the informations, right? So we can see that information we can able to fill without any other person help. We can able to do it everything. Okay, that is user friendly interaction. Okay, so without any other person help, we can able to access the website. So this kind of website is called as a web page. Okay, it's called as a web designing. Okay, and how to create this kind of applications. Okay, about the website, how to develop this website using HTML and CSS language. We can develop this kind of website. Okay, HTML and CSS is basics, we have to learn this. Okay, and if you're going to improve that web application in that time, we'll move on to the Bootstrap and the JavaScript jQuery, everything we can implement in that HTML page. Okay, but HTML is a front end, and if you are going to design that web page, I need to give the color, I need to display the image in circle format or oval format. You're going to decide something, right? So for that purpose we are using CSS or Bootstrap, like that. And if you're going to validate the application, in that time we are using JavaScript. Okay, and as well as if you are going to calculate the value, now for that also we can use a JavaScript. Okay, like this kind of improvement. Okay, for the web page we are using the other technologies here. Okay, like CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript and the jQuery. And how to implement this concept in our web page, we'll see that. Okay, in practically we'll do all the things. And as well as first we will see the short introduction for all this programming languages. Okay, first first we'll see the introduction about HTML. What is HTML? HTML is standard markup language for creating the web page, and HTML is stands for hypertext markup language, and it is a tag based language. It used to create a static content web page. In web page, we have two types of web pages. One is static content web page, another one is dynamic content web page. First, what is static content web page? Static content is a normal web page. Whatever the informations we have that page, we can able to see that information. Okay. For example, tutorial website, or you can take a Google server search engine. Okay. So about HTML, about CSS. If you are passing the request, immediately it will display the response. Okay. Only whatever the informations we are having there, we can able to see. Okay. So like that kind of applications we can create using the static content web page. Okay, we are getting all the tutorial links, right? So when I click any one of the link, what are the informations we are having there, we can able to see that information. Okay, so that is a static content web page. Next, a dynamic content web page. What is this dynamic content? We are passing the request and we are receiving the response from the server side. Okay, like that kind of applications is called as a dynamic content web page. For example, online shopping, online banking, these are all the best example for the dynamic content web page. Okay, and if you are going to create the dynamic content web page, first we have to learn HTML. Okay, for that also we are having UI, right? User interface. We need to create the front end application like home, register, login, about, contact. Like that, we are having some menus also there, right? So for that kind of designs, we have to learn the HTML also. Okay, and this is mandatorily we have to learn it. And based upon that, we can communicate with the dynamic content web page. Okay, next, the file extension is .html. Okay, so how to save the file? Using .html we need to save the file. Okay, and HTML tags all are only in lowercase, not in uppercase. Okay, we are not supposed to write in uppercase, only in lowercase we have to write it. Okay, and I'm not telling whether uppercase is not working, it will display the error message. Like that, I'm not telling here. Okay, so this is the procedure. Okay, like that way we have to write the tags. That's it. Okay, so while we move on to the practical session, I will tell you everything briefly. We'll see that. Okay, next, start tag and end tag is must. For example, if I'm going to create a bold tag, okay, so see, I used angle bracket b angle bracket close, and this is bold tag, that is a content. Okay, and I'm entering the end tag also, angle bracket slash b close tag. Okay, start tag and end tag we have to write mandatorily like this. Okay, only in lowercase I return, not in uppercase. That B I return in a lowercase. In the same way, okay, it support only predefined tag. Okay, it not allow you to write the user defined tag there. Okay, so we are not supposed to create our own tag. Okay, whatever the predefined tag we are having, if it is bold, we need to use bold. If it is italic, I. We need to underline the text na you. Like that, we are having some tags. We need to use that tags only. Okay, and everything we need to write it in a lowercase, and start tag na end tag is must. Okay, so like that way we need to create the HTML website. Okay, next, see here I'm going to show the one website front end. Okay, so how it is looking. Here I'm having some menus like home, service, blog, about. Okay, and as well as logo. Okay, and we are having some background images also there, right? Images, and inside that I'm having some separate color. Okay, and here I'm having some login form and pictures. Okay, like this kind of applications if you are going to create in HTML. Okay, that looks only in a simple pattern. You are not able to make a color or a proper alignment, everything we are not able to do it in a HTML language. Okay, so if you need to make a color and innovative application, we need to develop the look and feel method Now, in that time, we have to learn a CSS. Okay. So, for that only, we are using CSS. Now, what is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. Okay. It used to design the web page, and it used to split the layout such as header, footer, side menu, sidebar. Okay, like that we can able to split the page, and we can give the different themes in that. Okay, different colors. Okay, whatever the themes you need to include, we can include everything there. Okay, so for that purpose, we are using CSS here. And in CSS, we are having three types of CSS. So that is type of CSS. One is inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Okay. Inline means in that same tag we need to write the code. Internal means in that same page we have to write the theme. If it is external means entire project we can use the single file theme for entire project. Okay. When I use the external CSS, okay, we can get the time save. Okay, it save the lots of time and work when we use the external CSS. Okay, mostly we are using external CSS in our project. Okay, and how to implement the inline, internal, and external CSS in practically we will see that. Okay, and as well as it can control the multiple pages all at once while we using the external CSS. Okay, so how to implement that, we'll see that. Okay, so next step, advanced concept of CSS is Bootstrap. Okay, in CSS we have to create all the things like a font, color, everything we have to create it. But in Bootstrap they already created everything. Okay, so we need to implement, we need to access that class in our code, HTML code. That's it. Okay, so how to interact with the Bootstrap and the HTML page, and we'll see that. Before that, Bootstrap is a popular front-end framework for building application, web application. Okay, and it's provide a set of pre-built CSS. That means predefinedly some CSS code they already returned. Okay, and the HTML component as well as a JavaScript plugin to speed up the development process. Everything is combined together. Okay, and by using this CSS, okay, we have some features and advantages, right? So for that, features of CSS and Bootstrap, advanced Bootstrap is future is respective layout. Respective layout or responsive design, like that we can tell. Respective layout also we can tell like that. Why? Because if I'm creating any one of the web application, when I'm going to open that web application in our mobile or television or tab, each and every device we are having a different width and height, right? So here it will automatically adjust and it will display the output in a proper format. Okay, so we don't worry about that kind of format while we using the Bootstrap in our website. Okay, but CSS we have to do it everything. Okay, minutely we have to do it, but here it will automatically adjust and it will display the output proper format, in a proper format. Okay, so for that only we are using this Bootstrap thing. Okay, so it is faster development and easy to learn, and it's provide the CDN link how to implement in our project HTML page. Now we have a CDN link. CDN means content delivery network. Okay, so content delivery network. So using that, we can implement the Bootstrap theme in our HTML page. Okay, and in Bootstrap we have only three versions. Okay, B3, B4, B5. That is Bootstrap 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so how to implement this and what is the advantages within this three version, and what are the new concepts we are having in Bootstrap 5, everything. While we move on to the Bootstrap, I will explain you. Okay, now we will move on to the JavaScript. Okay, so what is JavaScript? Why we are using this? See, I'm having one login form. Okay, in that we need to enter the email ID and the password. Without entering the user ID and password, when I click the login button, what will happen there? Please fill the field. Like that, we are getting the message, right? Okay, so for that kind of client side, this is a client side application. Okay, so we need to validate whether if I enter the email ID and the password, then only we need to click the login button for the action. Whether we can store the value in a date, we can check the value in a database server. Any code we can write it there, right? We can check the username and the password, email ID and the password, whatever we entered here. If it is correct, we need to generate any action, welcome, any message we need to display it, or sorry tracking we need to display that is an action. While you click the button, that is an action. Okay, after entering this email ID and the password, only that action will generate. If I'm not enter the email ID and password directly, when I click the login button, we need to validate before itself, right? So for that purpose, okay, for that validation purpose, we are using JavaScript. Okay, so why JavaScript? It used to validate the client and client side front end application. Okay, client side front end application. For that purpose, we are using the JavaScript. But right now, we are not going to validate using JavaScript. This kind of application, if you are going to create now, we have HTML5. Okay, we have an recurred attribute, and we have some new attributes in our HTML5. Okay, I will teach that one also. Okay, so without the JavaScript also we can validate the front end. Using JavaScript also we can validate the front end application. Okay, so how to validate that kind of application using HTML, this kind of application using HTML5 and as well as JavaScript, everything we will see it. And it is a high level, dynamic, and interpreted programming language. Okay, so nowadays we are using this JavaScript. Okay, using this, we can develop the React and as well as Angular framework also. React library and React component we are creating, right? So that component code we are writing in JavaScript. Okay, and right now we are using this language, JavaScript language, in a server-side programming language, such as Node.js, Express.js. Okay, so for that also we are using this one. Okay, and if you learn this, you can able to learn the TypeScript very easily. Okay, and this is the subset, and TypeScript is a superset. Okay, it is a subset or a subset of TypeScript, and TypeScript is a superset. Okay, this is an advanced concept. And while we're taking this topic, how to create the function, what is the data type, what are the data types we are having, how to declare the variables, and how to generate the event, and we have some predefined method, get element by id, get element by name. Okay, inner HTML, like that we are having some variables, and as well as your functions, everything we are having. How to handle that concept, methods, and everything in this JavaScript, we'll learn that one. Okay, so that only we are going to cover in this JavaScript session. Okay, now next I'm going to cover the jQuery. Okay, so here, what is jQuery? jQuery is a popular JavaScript library that simplify the process of interactive with an HTML document, handling the event, animating element, and as well as we can develop the Ajax application. Okay, so everything we can use it in JavaScript, and without reloading the page, that event will generate here. Okay, and we'll see how to implement this one. And for this also we are having CDN link. Okay, we have to add that CDN link in our HTML page, and directly we can write the code here. Okay, and it is a lightweight, and as well as write less, do more. That is a concept in Java jQuery. Okay, so if you understand that JavaScript, this one also very easy. Okay, so these are all the topics we are going to cover in this session. In practically we'll see everything: HTML, CSS, okay, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, everything we will develop. Okay, and we'll see the output for that. uh, Thank you. I hope you understand what are the concepts you are going to cover in this session. Okay, in next session we'll do the practical session based upon this topic. We'll do one by one. Okay, thanks for watching.